द सक्सेस टॉक शो प्रेजेंट्स ओपन माइक के इवेंट में आज हमारे साथ है श्यामला नारायण जी।
Thank you so much, Rohan.
Ma'am, welcome to the Success Talk Show presents open mic event.
I am an image management consultant and I'm focusing on communication because that has always been my forte. And I want to give as much of myself to youngsters today who I find are struggling sometimes with communication. This is my brief introduction. Yeah.
Awesome, great. So thank you, Shamla ji, for joining us today.
It's a great event. Rohan, you're doing a really wonderful thing by getting people like us to communicate whatever they wish to communicate. As in, like, whether it's singing, which is wonderful. I just lost myself in the song. Rohan Kulkarni, sir, you were great. Nice. And Deepak's Iyakoka's introduction, and not to say anything about Honey Ma'am's book, Heal Your Life. I found that I have it with me. I have read it. Now I will read it again, page to page, cover to cover. Thank you, Honey Ma'am. And A.R. Cocker's book is an old book. So I promise to you people, I'm going to read these books again, once again. And today I'm going to talk about this new one because I like Ankur Warikoo and I've been following him on LinkedIn. So make epic money. I like the person. I believe that you need to like the person in order to like his book. I find that it helps if you like the person because you know what is the person talking about, how genuine is he, and am I really going to follow what he's saying? Because what I read, I would say, yeah, I'm a very, I won't say voracious reader, but I do read a lot. So I find that it helps if I like the person. And this book of Ankush was something that I wanted to get my hands on, which I did. I just did this a few days ago, so I changed. I was planning to do Sapiens, but I said, no, I'm going to do Make Epic Money. So I know because money is like, something, a kind of a tricky thing for all of us. So can I tell you a little bit about what the book is about? So the book I'm talking about, I've already shown you. It is by Ankur Warikoo. He says, learning from mistakes is number one because you learn from your mistakes, you learn from others' mistakes, and you promise not to do that again. This is the author's insights on financial wisdom. Like he says, the disclaimer number one that I have found in this book is it's a very light-hearted look at money, but it is very much in depth. It's very serious in the sense the serious topic has been dealt with in a very easygoing manner. And that is for me what it qualifies it as a book for the 20s and 30s. They don't want any great funda. They want simple facts, simple things they can do. Like, what is this? Now what? They want that. So far, you've done this in your journey. Now what? So if somebody can plan it for them, tell them, like, this is what you should be doing. Everybody says, the dad says save, mommy says save, uncle says save, or somebody else says save, invest your money. So they're tired, they're sick. They want to spend money. So it says, like, the joy of spending. So all that, yes, then he tells you, gives you a formula how to spend money, how to earn, like spend something, when to buy a house, when to invest in such things, your share market or whatever, all that. So advice for the 20s and 30s, and also those who are in the 40s. Rohan, play attention, okay? Also for those who are in the late 30s, 40s, okay, come on, sit up and take notice. So for all those people is there. And I will say that even for those older than that, it definitely does. Then the third review of this book for me is it is eminently doable. You can sit down and start doing what he's saying. And I started doing it already. So it's just 2 days since I completed the book and I've started doing the things that he said. Now for the 5 takeaways. Yes, Rohan, next slide. Yeah. Money works. This is number one. Why does money work? It works because we believe in it. This is the first thing. Trust factor. That is, trust has to be there. Like everyone knows what happened when the demonetization came and we were all running like north and south, east and west. Didn't know what to do. And then, suddenly the money that we had was just a piece of paper. So there was no trust in it. So then it works because we have trust in it. So money, don't hate money ever. Sometimes we have a love-hate relationship with money. Don't do that. Believe in it. It works. Anywhere it works. So money works because we trust in it. Governments trust in it. All right. Next one. That's my key takeaway. Second one, why money? The takeaway is why money? What can money buy? Some people say money can't buy you love, money can't buy you happiness, money can't buy you this, but it does buy you one very important. It can buy you a good life. Definitely. It can buy you security. Definitely. Yes. But it also, the most important, and for me, that kind of struck a chord because it gives you the freedom of choice. You can choose what to do. You can choose to go to this institution or send your child to this particular college or that college, send your child to this school or that school. That is the freedom of choice. You choose to go vacation in Bali, or if it is not within your budget, vacation in Goa, whatever. Okay, you have a freedom of choice, right? So that is for me a very important thing. Money grants us freedom. Without that, you cannot do it. Your hands are tied and you feel helpless. But money sets you free. That's my key takeaway. Second takeaway. Yeah. Now, this is actually a definition of rich and wealthy. Rich people have money. Wealthy people create assets which cannot be seen, like, not like money, like, that cash kind of, but they have assets which add up, which multiply. And that is where you got to be. You don't have to be rich, you got to be wealthy. So create wealth. How to create wealth? And that is through multiple income streams. If you are on a on a salary, you will always be on a tight budget because your check comes in, you work for your salary check at the end of the month, and then there's this thing, end of the month, you wait for your check to come, it comes in, and that's it. You are tied forever. Cultivate multiple income streams. I have a story to share with this. There's a gentleman I know very well. He was salaried, but along with his salary, he was working in a good company, Brookbond India. And along with that, he started developing his interest. His hobby was photography. In those days, before there were cameras, phone cameras, which have such good phones, which have such good cameras, he used to use his camera and shoot pictures. He learned about, he taught himself the art of creating excellent. Just a moment, okay? So there's multiple, and then that hobby converted into his profession, and he was known as a professional photographer. So when he decided that I don't want to work anymore for a 9 to 5 job, his hobby supported him all his life. I know him very well, and he did beautiful. There was never any shortage of money. In fact, he never took a loan from anyone. He never had a credit card, and he was always that financial liquidity was always with him. He had that ready cash with him. I know this man gentleman very well because he was my father. I wanted to share this about his multiple income streams. And then when Ankur says this in the book, I said, oh my, I know that person who created a multiple income stream, and I need to learn from him. I have I have not learned that much from him. Budget your expenses. I would like to give you this a little more about this. Budget your expenses, meaning like in your 20s and 30s, okay, 50%, he says needs, wants, okay, needs, wants, and savings. Okay, 50% of your earning for your needs, your house rent, your kids' school, your other like maid and your grocery, all that, blah, blah. 50% loan, paying off the loans, EMIs, all that. That is 50%. 30% for your wants. Oh, that movie, right? You haven't seen a movie for a long time. You want to go take a short vacation once in 6 months. Fine. That is your wants. 30%. 50 for your needs, 30 for your wants, and 20% saving. Good enough. Works. And the 50-30-20 formula gets reversed. So your regular salary, you do that. Now suddenly you have a bonus. Okay. Maybe a 20,000 in your account. I'm just giving a figure like that. Then what do? The whole thing reverses. Then 20% for your need, the wants remains the same, 30% for your wants, but your savings increases, 50% for your savings. So that is how you budget your expenses. It's a beautiful, beautiful thought that he is given here. And I like it. I think you can follow it. Yeah, next one. Right? Now, he doesn't always say savings, savings, savings. And live life like a miser. Not at all. Live your life well, enjoy your life, and keep investing smartly. So what are the investments? Don't just get blown away by only this, your that FDs are all for your fathers, grandfathers, all those people, not for you. So invest wisely. Digital gold is a good option. He gives you so many other options. And I never knew there was something called REIT, that real estate, okay, investment trust. I didn't know what is REIT, so I learned about that, right? So that is one very good takeaway for me. But live your life well. And there is a sixth takeaway, which is a bonus, because we all like bonuses, right? I spoke about a bonus some while back. Yeah. And the sixth one is there are so many biases that drive money decisions. As in, he has listed about 13 biases which drive us. Okay. The one bias is, you heard it often, availability bias. Because it's available, I'm buying it. That's one bias. And three biases I'll share here. The second bias is the gambler's bias. 9 times out of 10, 9 times I've tossed up the coin 9 times. Okay, I get 10 tosses. 9 times it's heads up. So 10th time it should be tails. Why? There is no connection between the other toss ups and this one. It could be, again, it could be a heads. So this is called the gambler's fallacy, and it works. That's your bias. And the last one is, I don't have a bias. So don't fall for that either. So this is how your biases drive your money decisions. If someone would like to ask me a question, I would be very happy. Otherwise, I'm done.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much, ma'am, for this. And really, we have given applause when you spoke about your father and his experience about the different streams of income. And definitely, when we talk about, just give me a moment, when we talk about the money and that particular takeaways from this book that are giving you a lighter side of the money, because sometimes whenever we go with the money related things, the technical people, analytical people are basically dozing off. They feel that this is not something related to them to think. But yes, definitely those are into the finance background, or we can say where they know numbers and other things. So other things like that. So they have very much like, for example, accounting. So some people don't know the budgeting activities to be done at all. They don't feel, they actually feel boring activity like that. So, anyways, ma'am, it was a very wonderful session and very wonderful presentation.